Hi guys, it's Riki here and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be doing something a little bit different. So this is not a clothing try-on haul, it's more of like me, having some issues with ordering from Alphalete, and I've tried to resolve it with their customer service, and yeah, that didn't really clear up any question marks that I had. So I thought it's good to bring this out there before their new launch, so just so all you European Alphalete people, that you try to order from Alphalete, just know that, some of things they do I think are not okay. Unless you're in Bulgaria, Ireland, or the Netherlands, because then you can order from the US website, which apparently is much better. I will explain this. Okay, so let's get into this. So I ordered earlier this year, and due to Brexit, let's just start this differently. So I ordered earlier this year from Alphalete, and Alphalete now has a distribution center in Canada. They have one in the US, of course, and they also have one in the UK. So the UK one is the one where before Brexit Europeans could just order from without having any added VAT, any import fees, which then of course made sense, for us to order from the UK. Now with Brexit, it's not the same anymore, right? Because we now have to pay the import fees again, and VAT and everything. So usually when you order from outside of the EU, import fees get added and also a VAT. So if you order under a specific amount of money, basically if it's under a certain amount, under a certain value, you just pay the VAT, because that's what you would do if you bought something from the store, right? You just pay your country's VAT. So for me in Sweden is 25%, which is pretty high in Europe. If I was in Germany, it would be 19%, but whatever, so this amount gets charged, so they know how much you spend, and then you get this tax added. But if you pay over the certain amount, on top of that, you also get added an import tax, basically. So that's not a problem, I was very concerned with my VAT, because so if I order from outside of the EU, usually I do not get charged a VAT from the company I order from. So if I order from Buff Bunny, it is the price, and then you pay shipping, and that's it. There's no added taxes, nothing. And now with Alphalete, ordering from Alphalete UK, because I don't have any other choice, I cannot order from the alphalete.com website, because it only ships to, some countries, and only 3 EU countries. For some reason, there's 3 EU countries in there. It is Ireland, it is the Netherlands, and Bulgaria, but no other EU countries. So I have to order from Alphalete UK, and when I order from Alphalete UK, I also get charged VAT. So I was like, okay, if I got charged VAT, I possibly cannot be charged VAT again when it comes here to Sweden, right? Well, I thought wrong. So I was charged VAT by Alphalete, but I was also charged VAT by, the tax agency, or the customs, I guess, the customs agency. So I had to pay VAT twice on the same stuff, which makes no sense. So I was saying, hey Alphalete, I got charged twice for VAT because you charged me for VAT, but I also got charged for VAT when it came here, so could you please give me back my money? And they were like, oh no, just read this article about Brexit. And I'm like, okay, but this doesn't clarify anything, because I shouldn't be charged VAT twice. So if you think I'm wrong, just please comment down below and tell me, but I do not understand why I should be charged VAT twice. And I will also show you why I don't understand later. I just want to say what my problem was now, and then I will clarify, and you'll probably see it's a bit sketchy. So I basically paid 50 British pounds, which is around $70 in VAT, because I ordered quite some stuff, and then I had to pay 700 kroner, so about $70 in VAT here as well. That's quite a lot of money that I shouldn't be paying twice. Of course, on top of that, I got charged an import fee because I ordered over the certain amount that I told you about, but that's not the problem. That I wasn't, I didn't try to get that back, because I know that's a thing, you have to pay. But I was like, I should not be charged VAT twice. And I tried, I emailed them back. I was like, okay, I don't understand. Please explain. This makes no sense. And I gave them the receipt where it said I paid VAT, and then I showed them, okay, here it says you charged me this much VAT from the price, and they did not. They just sent me the same reply back. So I'm not gonna order from Alphalete anymore, because I don't want to pay VAT twice, because that's not a thing you do. It's a scam. I'm really sorry to say this, because I like their stuff. It's just, for me, it seems like a scam. And I just want you to know that, you know, this is not okay and they should fix it. And until they fix it, or until they haven't fixed it, I will not be ordering from them again because, yeah, I don't like getting scammed. And let me just get into detail now with this. So I will scroll through my phone, but I will, you know, let you watch me scroll on my phone with this. So I can really show you what I mean with this, okay? So what I mean with added taxes, right? If we just order, like I just put on a random address from the US, so I just, you know, picked a random street name and came up with somewhere in California. So we are now on the Alphalete Athletics website, as you can see up here. So this is the US website. And I just put the Amplify legging in there, just random, you know, I just picked a random pair. So, and then, as I said, you can see it's a US address in California. I just made up an email address, whatever, and an address. And you can see, so the subtotal is $72, then $7.50 for shipping. That doesn't really matter too much, but you can see the taxes are $5.58. So depending on which US state you're in, you're gonna pay more or less tax, right? So I understand that, and that's fine. But if we now go to order to Europe from this, and like I told you, oh sorry, like I told you, you can only do that to three other EU countries. So I picked Ireland as the country that I just put the stuff in for. And we can see, so you can see down here, I just put same street name and Dublin, Ireland, okay? So we only pay the shipping. There's no added tax because this is what usually happens. You don't get charged for the tax, for the VAT, because you have to pay VAT upon arrival in your country. So you don't get charged twice on the alphaleteathletics.com website for VAT. You only get charged by your country when it arrives, which is what, you know, that makes sense. Okay, so you can see no tax added here. We're in the exact same step. This is shortly before payment. So any taxes would be added here if there were any, but there are none to ship to Ireland, okay? So you can see already that's a difference. That should not be a difference, right? Like, oh, sorry, that should be a difference. I'm getting confused now as well. So you pay tax because if you're in the US, because, you know, it gets shipped to you somewhere inside the US. If you ship it to somewhere else outside the US, you don't add taxes because the country of destination will add the tax for you, okay? So we saw that now. Now what happened to me, and you know what you can also see is that if we put in the exact same address for Ireland, okay? Ireland is not part of the UK, so still, I could also choose any other country, literally, like any other EU country, okay? Which I will also show you later just to compare something else, but so we now picked Ireland again. This is now the Alphalete UK website, okay? And you can see order summary, subtotal, shipping, but then down here underneath the total it says it includes £11.59 in taxes, okay? So this includes taxes. So the way we Europeans do it is we include the taxes in the price you can see on the website already, which does not happen in North America. And you know, that's a bit confusing for me, but that's fine. So, but then we say, okay, this price includes the taxes. Now, if Alphalete UK does that, that's fine for them, but then they need to kind of subtract the taxes after because, as I said, we shouldn't be paying the taxes, as you can see on the US website. But here we can see this £54, or now £54 plus the £8 shipping includes £11.59 in taxes, which you should not have to pay because this is not going within the UK, okay? And now just remember this is £11.59 in taxes because if we go to the Alphalete UK website again and just ship to Germany, for example, guess what? The total amount does not change except for 50 pence because shipping is 50 pence more expensive. But we can now see the total amount, it's including $8.62 in taxes. So if this is the UK tax you're paying, then that's weird because it should be the exact same amount of tax. If this is your home country's tax you're paying, then that makes no sense at all. Because then why do I still need to pay tax when it comes to me? You know? Weird, right? So something is very sketchy here. Like I said, if you have a solution for this, if you can tell me why this is, if there's a good reason for it, then let me know. But I don't think there is. I think this is literally just either like an honest mistake because they didn't really know what to do after Brexit, but then just, you have the US model, just take that. You know, like, it's not like, why do I need to be charged twice for that? It's ridiculous, right? Like, I don't think it makes any sense. And yeah, as long as this is not cleared up, I cannot like order there, because like from the $70 I paid more now than I should have. I could have bought another pair of leggings basically. Like, I feel ripped off. And I don't even have the possibility to order from the UK, from the Alphalete US website. I can show you now. Basically, the countries they ship to. So if we change the address here, the European countries they ship to, literally, for some reason, are, show me here, Bulgaria, Ireland, the Netherlands. They're all EU countries, so it's, why is it like 3 of the EU countries? Like, is there something special about it? Maybe there is, let me know if you know that. But I don't see how there can be like something special just about Bulgaria, Ireland, and the Netherlands. I don't know, you know. But yeah, I just think this is very sketchy, this is very weird, this should not be happening, and yeah. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you know that if Alphalete is sorting this out, because like I said, to me, when I had contact with their customer service, that wasn't very helpful. They didn't try to help me. They didn't try to solve it. Yeah. Anyway, stay tuned for my next video, because of course I'll still be uploading my normal Thursday video with a try on. Yeah, like I said, I won't be doing any Alphalete soon. But there'll be other activewear brands that I will try. I will of course still continue to wear my Alphalete. Yeah, but this is the status for now. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, right? And yeah, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Leave some comments down below if you have questions, if you have answers. Yeah, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!